You can't just believe the Bible. It's not a thing. It's not possible. Here's why, and a couple of things you can say in response. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. Why you can't just believe the Bible, number one, is it's written in a bunch of ancient languages that aren't even spoken at all today. And so as hard as it might be for you to translate even modern Spanish into modern English, it's even more difficult to translate ancient Hebrew or Koine Greek into modern English, which is what most people are reading in it. The second is it's a collection of different texts, and those texts employ all kinds of different genres, from poetry to law to history. And let's just be clear, all of those things are not carrying our modern values around those types of genres. And so even if you get a text that is legal or historical, law and history did not mean the exact same thing in the ancient world as it does today. And we don't even have to get started with the fact that all histories are biased, and the ones in the Bible and in the ancient world are particularly biased and trying to show whatever nation that they're talking about as great and the leaders that they're talking about as even better than they actually are, all of which has been shown to happen in the biblical text. All right, number three, possibly the most important of all of these, is the fact that the Bible is not univocal. Because of all of what I just said, there is not one particular perspective of the Bible on anything. You take any subject and you will find multiple different perspectives if the Bible addresses it at all. And so to say that there is one thing that the Bible says that you believe just can't exist. And by saying it does, it means that you have imposed some sort of third-party filter on the text to say that this is the thing that the Bible says. And that third-party filter, that outside source, that's the thing that somebody is arguing for and believing. They aren't just believing the Bible, they're believing a specific interpretation of the Bible that is often couched in some sort of bigger theological system that has its own values. So here are the responses that you can give someone, some questions that you can ask them. And to be completely honest, in my experience, a lot of people don't have answers for these questions, because if they say they just believe the Bible, they're often in some sort of system of understanding that rejects everything else. And many times they haven't even been taught that other perspectives even exist or could possibly be valid. So here's the first question. Question number one you should ask them is, what theological system are they using to interpret the Bible? Obviously, it was written over a long period of time, a long time ago, in a part of the world that is very different from the part of the world that you live in today. So what's the theological system they're using to interpret it? The next question, should you take the whole Bible literally? Ask them that. That will tell you a whole lot about how they are approaching the text and whether or not you're going to really be able to have a conversation. Because if you can't get beyond a literal meaning of the text, it's going to be hard to talk about anything. Third question, and this one is really helpful, asking them how they deal with the internal contradictions in the Bible and the things that have been shown by historians to be factually inaccurate. Like, how do they process that within their understanding of the Bible? And last question, when you are forming your beliefs and figuring out exactly what you believe the Bible says, what are the other sources of authority that you are supposed to consult to help you form those beliefs and figure out what the Bible says? There's a whole bunch of different options. From my tradition, it is other people, like the voices of other people, both alive and dead, including people like religious scholars, people who have know more about things than you, who have traveled this road before, your ability to reason, your logical mind, and then your own life experience. Like, your experience is one of the sources of authority that you consult when you are understanding the Bible and understanding what you believe. And yes, you could ask them if they believe in evolution, and if they believe that gay people are going to hell, but those are just going to pick a fight. These other questions might actually help you engage in a more reasoned and helpful conversation.